So it sounds like there was a blind spot, an entire quadrant that they weren't even looking at.
Correct.
How can that be?
Incompetence. That's incompetence, laziness, and arrogance. And afterwards, the Secret Service, you might recall, tried to blame the local cops.
Oh, of course.
Like, oh, they were supposed to do it. We had them in the building. They never told the cops, number one, that their job was to be scoping out that roof. All of the cops from the local police forces who were there to provide sniper coverage, first off, they were never told that they were counter snipers. They were told they were Overwatch. So they set up in an area in the building where they had a great shot of the crowd. Pretty much the entire crowd. And they're watching it the whole time. They had no idea that they were supposed to be looking at a building roof, which is 180 degrees to their left. And because of how the window opened, it was like one of those, I think they call them casement windows. They've got the crank. So you've got to crank it and then it slowly opens.
Yes.
It's not a double sash that opens top and bottom. I don't think they could have seen that if they had wanted to. Just because of how that window opened, they'd have to get around, like almost leaning out the window to see, which of course they're not going to be doing because they think their job is crowd overwatch. So those guys somehow get blamed in media reports by people who are obviously Secret Service sources. Well, we put them in that building. That was their responsibility. And all of them were like, no, that was never our responsibility. We had no idea.
Also, they're local cops. It's not their job to protect the candidate or the president.
Right. Yeah. Just because you, Secret Service, have chosen to delegate one of your responsibilities, it doesn't stop being your responsibility.
Right. It's a core responsibility. That is your whole
yours.
responsibility. Right,
You have literally one job. You don't let the president get shot in the face.
Yes.
And so they're questioning this guy, this counter sniper team lead, and they're trying to get him to admit that things were done wrong. And so they're asking him, so like, would you consider what happened a failure? He goes, possibly.
The candidate shot in the face, and that's a possible
Possibly.
failure?
And what's weird is...
Does this guy still work for the U.S.
He
government?
still works for the Secret Service. He was put on admin leave for like a week. And it was more like a mental health therapy leave. Yeah, something traumatic happened.
Like Michael Bird, you murder someone and you're the victim? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he's like right back working full-time for the Secret Service.
Now,
as far as we know.
Was anybody from Secret Service fired?
Not that we know of.